Hey everyone. So yeah, this is a bit of a late night review. I don't know if I'm gonna edit and post this, but I'm just I don't decided to get this review out of the way, and then I'll tackle the One Piece episode tomorrow. Uh, but okay, with that said, this is one of those interesting chapters where it started off kind of slow, not really all that worried about rushing through what is arguably the most casual overtaking of an organization I've ever seen in manga, and even more so, we come to learn, though, very early on why this was so easy for X/Slur, because he's had a man on the inside this entire time named Uda, and it does show as well that although it's a small group, X has cast a slightly wider net of infiltration than we initially thought. Even with the small group he's had, this shows he's carefully placed all of his men, all of his people where he needs them to be, which isn't too surprising since the one thing that has remained consistent about Slur X up to this point is how meticulous he is in placing his pieces on the board where he needs them. But the scary part is this is probably only the beginning. Like, we don't know how many, like, we don't know if this is like this could just be one branch of the organization. We don't know if he's done the same with other branches as well. And of course, the big thing to talk about with this chapter is Takamura's arrival at the JA. And yeah, shit's about to go down, but in truth, I'm having trouble like reading just how this next fight is gonna play out. Like, on one hand, I think that in order to build up X's organization as a real threat, Takamura has to die or at least be mortally wounded, yet simultaneously, I think they'll only succeed at slowing Takamura down, and that's where is whatever craziness happens is when Taro actually arrives on the scene. But one thing I am more convinced of now, more than ever, is Takamura helping Taro. Was Takamura what that was? What is Takamura helping Taro out? Was with that what was basically a message, even if it was indirectly, that he knew it was basically like it was Takamura's way of saying that he needs help and that he knew X was gonna strike the JA. At least that's the feeling more and more like he like the likely scenario going on here. Although my question is, why is Takamura being so secret about this, and even more so, why is he tackling this by himself? Like, why isn't Shishiba and Osaragi or hell even Nagama with him? Like, Takamura going in this in solo feels like the biggest question mark, and I'm sure to some extent I'm overthinking it because we don't really know all that much about Takamura to know for sure, but I can't not help but think something weird is going on with Takamura's actions and how he might be doing some of this almost off the books in a way. But aside from that, though, there's not really a whole. Aside from that, though, yeah, the whole chapter was also just kind of like Gaku going to work, mowing down the whole floor of JA employees and assassins, showing us that, yeah, he's not someone to fuck around with, and also showing that Kashima, he was really just the tip of the iceberg, or just kind of the beginning, like the appetizer of what Slur's group is really capable of. And like there's so many others in the group that are even more of a problem than Kashima was, which in itself means even more problems for the Order, the JA, and yes, of course, Taro's group. Like, seriously, it was bad enough just considering how far the Slur has infiltrated the organization, but to see how skilled the members of his group are, like through Gaku, like, yeah, it's even more terrifying that we don't. It's even more terrifying, and like Gaku himself is only like probably the second identified group member. We don't know what the biggest problem is. We don't know who the names, faces, or even the names, faces of all the other people that are potentially in Slur's like group as well, and just what those people are capable of. Like this, I think that like the big thing I have learned with Whistler is that like mystery is his biggest weapon, and the fact that we don't know all that much about him or his group is is the part that just keeps coming back and saying, oh god, we are so fucked. We are just so fucked with this. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, put on Blue Sky, and on this Crunchyroll, be sure to notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just run, guys. Dark Knight of the Night signing off. Later, everyone.